After Superman dies during a battle against Doomsday, the rest of the Justice League shows up to help. But seeing Lois Lane completely devastated with Clark's body in her arms, everyone realizes it was already too late. Lois then starts yelling at the League for leaving Superman alone when he needed them most. And even though later they organized a big funeral in the center of the city, Lois Lane becomes even more irritated when she cannot even get close to the coffin to properly see Clark. And as Lois saw things like merchants trying to profit from Superman's death and even Lex Luthor building statues to pretend that he cared, her anger and indignation only kept growing more and more. However, after she goes to the Fortress of Solitude to store Superman's destroyed cape, while she was crying alone, an explosion suddenly happens, and Lois comes face to face with the Eradicator, who was desperate after realizing that he also arrived too late. Lois asks who he was, and the Eradicator says he was the protector of the Kryptonian race, but that unfortunately he failed to regenerate Clark, and that he was truly gone. However, as he begins to grow desperate for not having any Kryptonian to discharge the power energy he had been storing for Superman, Lois immediately asks him to use her as a vessel. And even with the Eradicator saying that she might not endure it and could end up dying, Lois says she did not care, and he ends up agreeing, asking her to continue Clark's legacy. A few seconds pass, and after an explosion, Lois ends up surviving, and now with powers and a new suit using Superman's destroyed cape, she watches Earth from space and swears that she would fix the world. Lois Lane then brings down corrupt dictators, puts an end to several wars, and even ends world hunger, also destroying all the nuclear weapons on the planet and killing those who manufactured them. Also going after Lex Luthor himself, who was becoming a billionaire by making nuclear weapons. Lex starts mocking Lois, saying that his business was not illegal, but Lois simply grabs him by the neck and starts flying with Lex outward, going into space at full speed, killing Lex Luthor burned. Lois Lane then starts going after all the murderers on the planet, and as soon as she kills the Joker, Batman appears angry, asking what she had done. Lois tells Batman that she only did what he would never be able to do, also saying that people like the Joker did not deserve to live while Superman was dead, and that she would not let Clark's death be in vain. But at the moment Batman says that she already had, Lois attacks Bruce extremely angry, right after saying that she felt sorry for him, killing Batman burned as well. Now, almost satisfied, Lois Lane decides to finally kill the Superman clone, Cyborg Superman. And after going after him and telling him to remove that symbol from his chest, the two start a fight so intense that they begin destroying the entire city around them. However, as soon as Lois Lane realizes that someone was out there saving the innocents from being hit, she becomes completely shocked, realizing that it was Superman and that he was alive. Lois then asks how, and Clark says that the Eradicator took a while but managed to resurrect him, and that even a little weaker, he was fine. But the moment Superman turns around and realizes that people were afraid of Lois, he asks her why, and Lois does not know what to answer. But before any explanation, Cyborg Superman returns with a truck full of kryptonite, and after spreading the toxic gas over the two of them, Lois's half-human side allows her to survive, but unfortunately, Superman ends up dying again.